So Black Ops Cold War is here, and today I'm going to show you how to level up your character extremely fast in the game by earning a ton of XP. The gameplay and tips come from the Black Ops Cold War beta, however I also have some great tips for when the game actually launches in November, so if you guys are watching this at that point once the game has actually released, then don't think these tips aren't for you, because there's going to be some good tips for that as well. So this applies for people who are in the beta, and then obviously when the game finally launches in November, although at the moment the video is especially tailored for people in the beta, but it will apply to everyone. The reason for this obviously is because the faster you can level up, you've only got a short amount of time in the beta, so the faster you level up, the more cool stuff you can unlock and play with. So that's why I'm going to be doing this video today. So be sure to stick around until the end of the video so you don't miss out on any important tips, and if you find it useful, leaving a like would really be greatly appreciated, and also feel free to subscribe by clicking the bell icon so that you stay up to date with all my latest Modern Warfare, Warzone and Black Ops Cold War videos. I'll have a tips and tricks playlist in the description, I'll leave a link for that, and then I'll also have a card on screen in case you guys are interested in any other types of tips videos on how to improve at the game. So for example, I'm also doing a video on how to level up weapons fast, so if you're interested, go and check that out. But anyway, without further ado, let's get into the tips. Okay, so to start off with, I'm just going to be talking about the main ways in which you can earn XP. So that's through the kills, objectives, equipment and score streaks, completing the matches, and then a few other tips in terms of like how to get double XP and challenges and stuff like that. So we'll go through each one of those, and then I'll, like I say, talk about some of the tips which will be useful for when the game launches, so that this video is going to be useful for everyone. So like I say, feel free to stay around so that you get the most out of this video. So let's start off with the kills. Let's talk about the best way you can get the most kills and how you can level up fast in that way, and then we'll move on to the other factors. So first up, like I say, is the kills. You also need to be in matches with more enemies so that you can get to and kill them more quickly. So how do we do this? Well, when the game launches, there is likely going to be a mosh pit mode with lots of small little maps and modes like Nuketown, for example. But right now in the beta, obviously we don't have that, so I'd recommend going for the core playlist, which contains team deathmatch, domination and kill confirms. They may add other modes later on in the weekend or next weekend, but for now, that's what we've got, and that's the playlist I would recommend. Once you guys are actually in the game, make sure you're moving about the map as much as possible and going to those high flow areas of the map, i.e. places where enemies will commonly go to. So for example, certain buildings or windows. You'll just know this once you start playing the map a little bit. And then obviously if you're in an objective mode like domination, for example, then obviously you want to hover over those dom points to try and capture those when you can. You'll also want to use the basic tips to stay alive longer and to get more kills. So for example, you want to take cover regularly when needed, don't run and gun obviously, or rush into situations too much. You want to reload when it's sensible, and then obviously pre-aim going around corners, and also if you can, it can be useful to drop and jump shot as well, just to confuse the enemies a little bit more and get those kills that you might not normally get. Sliding is obviously good as well for similar things, to sort of dodge bullets or get into a situation a little bit more quickly to catch someone off guard. And then obviously you can also use the stim shot tactical equipment to keep you alive longer by healing when you get hurt and get more kills that way. So obviously there's a lot of different ways, like I say, to stay alive longer. Those are the main ones. There's also several ways to find more enemies on the map to actually go out and get more kills. So for example, the field mic's a good one. If you put down the field mic field upgrade, then that will display if or where there are enemies in that area, so that obviously helps you to know where enemies are on the map a little bit better, stop you from dying as much, and to try and find more enemies to kill them. So use the field upgrade like the field mic, for example, when you can. Also things like UAV, you can obviously use that to hunt down people as it will show up on the minimap. UVs work a little bit differently this year, they're more useful, so definitely use those and make full use of the minimap as well, and hopefully that will allow you to kill some more enemies. You can also use the tracker perk in tier 2 of the perks. Once you've unlocked it, it's at level 23 in the beta, so if you can get that high, obviously that's good as well for finding more enemies. Obviously when you first jump on, you're going to be thinking, well, I need to get to level 23, that's fair enough, but once you get to those higher levels, maybe later on in the weekend or next weekend in the beta, then obviously this is going to be useful for you guys. It's all very well and good as well saying to get lots of kills, but that's still really not enough to level up as quickly as you can. You also need to make sure you're getting more XP from each kill. So there's a number of ways you can do this. You need to basically get more exciting types of kills, and so basically what you need to do is you need to go around earning different medals from them. So for example, getting headshots, long shots, rapid kills, which is like double and triple kills and that kind of thing, and also go on streaks, so like bloodthirsty medals and merciless medals and stuff like that. You can also get point blank kills, all that kind of stuff. I've shown you a quick panel here at the end of a game. There's a bunch of different medals I earn, and it shows you how much XP you earn, normally a few hundred XP from each medal. So if you keep getting those medals, then it can be really useful. It stacks up quickly, so make sure you try and get as many types of kills as you can, go on those streaks, and all of that will help you to get more medals, which again gets you more XP. So I think you guys can see the theme I'm going with here. So definitely medals and exciting types of kills, go for as many of them as you can without it hurting complementing your playstyle. If you're trying to go for a headshot and you completely keep dying each time, obviously that's not very useful for you, but if you can go for them, definitely recommend it as it gets you more XP. Another great thing as well is getting assists. Now, getting assists in this game works a little bit differently. I believe it awards you the same amount of XP as it would do if you got the kill. So if you put any amount of damage into that enemy, it's going to greatly help you whether you're the first person to put a bullet in or whether you're the person that actually kills them. So obviously getting kills is good. It may give slightly more XP, but I believe it's about the same. But even if you're the only person to do an assist, that really helps the XP as well. So if you think there's someone there and you think they're quite far away, I probably won't be able to kill them, but if you at least get 1 or 2 bullets into them, hopefully a teammate that can then come along and clean them up, and that gives you the assist and that gives you a little bit more XP. So it's not too shabby for a very small amount of effort. So definitely keep stuff like that in mind as well, that if you can do small things that will get XP, it all adds up. So don't just think, I won't bother because it's only a little bit of XP. It all adds up. So that pretty much does it for the kills portion of the tips. Now let's move on to the objectives and other types of factors which will help you level up faster. So for the objectives, obviously you want to be going for them as much as possible. So this would generally be like domination points, kill confirmed tags, that kind of thing. You want to be going for those as much as you can, and you want to go to areas that will yield a high amount of XP from completing the objective. So for example, recapturing dom flags from the enemies, confirming and denying kills by collecting tags, that kind of thing. Going for the objectives should be just as important, if not more so, than getting kills, because it all helps at the end of the game, and I'll explain why in just a minute, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, going through the objectives should be a big priority for you. Also, if you're on objective points, so for example if you're on a domination flag or something like that and you get kills when you're on the objective, or if you're killing enemies that are on your objective, that gets you more XP as well. So if you're getting basically attacker or defender medals, so you're defending your objective or you're on it and you're attacking other enemies, that gets you more XP as well. So that's why the objective also can be very useful. So next up, let's talk about the equipment and score streaks and how this can all help you a lot with XP. So you want to regularly use equipment that complements your playstyle but doesn't harm your ability to get kills or capture objectives. Otherwise this would be counterproductive for you earning XP. So basically what I mean by this is make sure you're using stuff like stun grenades to stun enemies or get assists on the enemies. You can also use lethal equipment to get kills and destroy equipment, for example with the C4, which has a really long throwing distance and it does a lot of damage too. You can also use field upgrades to help with getting kills and giving you intel and stuff like that in the match. So for example, the field mic, like I say, will tell you where the enemies are, or proximity mine, if you put that down, obviously that will get you kills, or it will cover an entry point for holding an objective. It all plays together, so equipment is very important. You also want to make sure that you're destroying any enemy equipment, so for example field mics, proximity mines, stuff like that, and also score streaks, so like the RCXD, UAV and chopper gunner, stuff like that, so that you can stay alive longer, earn score towards your score streaks and gain more XP. So obviously a launcher can be a great secondary for this, and then also the engineer perk works quite well, so you can see those score streaks and equipment and stuff like that through the walls, unless you have a better perk equipped. Obviously if you've got a better one that helps you with your class, that's fine, but if you're looking for a good perk 1 perk, then I would recommend checking out engineers, as this really helps to better respond to enemy equipment and score streaks. You also want to select score streaks that are easy for you to earn. So for example, if you're struggling a bit more, then obviously use things like the RCXD and UAV, as these will help you get more kills and they'll also give you score towards other streaks, and on top of this they can also give you assists. So for example the UAV will give you assists and the UAV keeps you alive longer. So go for as many score streaks as you can by picking up as much score as you can. This kind of ties in with getting more XP, but it's the same kind of thing. Earn as much score as you can. Like I say, if you struggle to get score streaks, maybe going for lower score streaks would be better for you. Now let's talk about match completion. So it's important that you stay in a match until the end when it finishes, because this means that you have earned more XP obviously because you've stayed in the match longer, but on top of this you get a match bonus for staying until the end. Now this can vary quite a lot, from something quite small to quite a lot, so obviously it depends how well you do in the game, but this is why it's important to go for the objective and help your team win the match, because when you win, you earn a much bigger match bonus. So for example, if you do like a domination match and you help your team go for the dom points and stuff like that, and you stop the other team from winning, and you guys win yourselves, it'll easily be at least 1000 XP, if not more, as a match bonus if you do well with a decent number of kills, score streaks, all the stuff we've talked about. That's easy. So it's a nice 1000 XP, which doesn't sound a lot, but when you add it again, it's a nice big bonus. So we'd definitely recommend that, as opposed to if you didn't bother going for the objective, your team lost, you might only get a few hundred measly XP as a match bonus for losing, and obviously that still helps, but it's nowhere near as good. So make sure you push for that objective so that you can win the match, so that you do better, you get more kills, get the objective, get more XP. On top of that, you get that match bonus that we've been talking about. Also, don't forget that by leveling up weapons, each time you get to the next weapon level, you'll get a few hundred XP as well towards your character progression. So it really pays to try and level up those weapons as well. So obviously the more different types of weapons you use, the more you unlock them, the more you level them up to higher levels, the more attachments you unlock for for different types of weapons, the more you're going to level up your character as well. So don't forget that as well. And if you want to know the best tips on how to level up fast for the beta and beyond, then check out my card on screen, and like I say, I'll have a link for that in the description as well. So I'm glad you guys are still watching the video, because we'll now turn to a bunch of useful tips which will be important. Well, they may be important in the beta, but I think it's unlikely. They'll probably be more important when the full game releases, but have a look around, because a few of these tips may apply for now. I'll be honest, I do not know at this stage, but they're definitely useful at some point. So first of all, double XP weekends are common. Take advantage of these. Treyarch are probably also going to have double XP tokens that you can earn in Black Ops Cold War, similar to how Infinity Ward did with Modern Warfare. So if that's the case, try and earn those and use them wisely when you can to help you level up and get more XP. So for example, if you're going to be on for the weekend, activate that and use that, or if you're going to be going into a high XP mode like Domination, then definitely use those if you can. I don't know whether they'll activate any double XP event during the beta, but it will definitely be around when the game launches, so definitely keep an eye out for that. And the best place for that is probably on Twitter, the Call of Duty account, and also maybe some of the other accounts like Charlie Intel and stuff like that. Also this year, Call of Duty have teamed up with Mountain Dew and Doritos, so you can get like promotional codes and short time double XP codes when you buy these products, so keep an eye out for that, as that can get you little bits of double XP here and there. And obviously if you get several of them, you can get it for a good few hours, and obviously the more you have, the longer you can earn that double XP. But obviously I wouldn't recommend going out and buying loads of like products just for that, but if you do have them, or if you see them, it's just worth keeping an eye out for that, as you may be able to get some fairly cheap double XP codes. But that's definitely not going to be around yet. It won't be around until the game launches. Next up is about unlocking the mastery camo challenges. So this will most likely be gold, diamond, and then either dark matter or another equivalent camo. So you want to go for those mastery camos. These get you a ton of XP. Obviously they make you do things in a certain way, so they'll get you to do a certain number of headshot kills, long shot kills, that kind of thing, and obviously that in itself will get you more XP. But on top of that, every camo challenge you complete gets you a lot of XP. So these are really, really good. Definitely go for these. These are a massive way to level up faster, so definitely recommend that. Do that as soon as you can. If the full game's already released, when you're watching this, I'll have camo guides on my channel, so be sure to stick around for that. You're not going to want to miss out. You also want to complete as many challenges as possible, so go for these and try to overlap the challenges or complete them as fast as you can. There'll be tons of challenges you can do. Hopefully the system will be more similar to Black Ops 4 than it was Modern Warfare, because the Modern Warfare system, you had to actually like activate the mission challenges to do them, whereas in previous Call of Duties, all the challenges are active, you just have to go and complete them. So definitely recommend this. Try and overlap them with camo challenges and other types of challenges. There'll probably be daily and weekly challenges as well, similar to Modern Warfare, but I don't know at this stage. So if there are, go and check them out. Obviously this won't be around until the full game launches, but it's worth keeping that in mind. There'll probably be some other tips as well when the game launches, but these are the biggest and main ones for now. So try and focus on all these tips and overlap them as much as you can. Adapt this all to your playstyle as best as you can. You don't have to use every tip, but the more you can, the more XP you can earn. And that way, if you do all these tips, you'll be able to earn XP really efficiently in the game, and you'll level up really fast. So I hope, if it's the beta, I hope you can level up as fast as you can to get all of those levels unlocked, to get some of the better equipment and perks and weapons and stuff like that to try out. If it's the full game, obviously go out there, get the XP unlocked, and unlock as much as you can. Use all the tips I've mentioned in this video. But thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you found it useful. If you did, be sure to leave a like on the video. It really helps me out, and feel free to subscribe with your post notifications turned on so that you don't miss out on any upcoming Modern Warfare, Warzone, or Black Ops Cold War videos. And like I say, check out that tips and tricks playlist with other videos on how to get better at the game. So for example, leveling up your weapons fast, different class setups and stuff like that as well. So feel free to check that out all on my channel. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you found it useful, and I'll see you all on the next video.